All right, we're back live. Let's see. It is currently 9:27, February 18th. It is Wednesday. I am a little bit sick, so my voice is a little raspy right now. Beyond that, I'm fine, I think. But yeah, getting right into it. So today we do have FOMC coming out 2 p.m. Honestly, markets might be kind of choppy today in the morning. I don't really expect to see much. To be honest, I'm gonna be trading regardless. I mean, I'm not aiming to trade, but if I see a setup, I am going to take a setup. But as of right now, I'm not really expecting much price action, or at least not decent price action with FOMC coming at 2. With that being said, today I think I'm going to be aiming, or I think my bias in this case is more likely going to be bearish. I feel like I would want to be looking for sells. Then again, my bias today is kind of loose on a loose end because we could expand higher here. So just a quick recap here. We have a daily gap sitting right above us here, which we did not tap in on MNQ, but we did on the S&P, right? So the S&P taps into this gap, but um Nasdaq doesn't. Zooming on the 4 hour, right? We are on the overall trend, on the 4 hour trend. It looks to me like we are more bearish than bullish, especially because we have this large little dump here. We traced into this gap and then we began to push down, creating lower lows, breaking structure to the downside. And on top of that, we're not really delivering from any major liquidity pools. You could argue maybe we're delivering from this 1 hour low sitting all the way here. We did tap into this on both the S&P and Nasdaq, but it doesn't seem like a delivery from a certain point. Rather, it looks more like we are simply kind of like retracing up higher so we can come back lower. Um, but yeah, like I said, what I got in mind here, we have very obvious sales liquidity sitting right here in the higher time frame, which we have not taken out. So that looks very like a very good possibility for entries there. But on top of that, like I said, we have this SMT with previous day high. I mean, with the daily FEG we left behind. Once again, the S&P taps it, and Nasdaq doesn't. But to add to that, right, we have previous high sitting right here. Previous high is right here. We have a very nice wick of previous highs, and then we zoom back down, also forming this 1 hour IFEG in play here, right? This 1 hour FEG, IFEG after previous highs and daily as the daily S&P test to the daily FEG kind of gives me an idea that we might be aiming to take sells, at least towards the next liquidity pools. So that's what I'll be aiming for. At open right now, 9:30 already open. We tap and take our London lows. We have already taken London lows on the S&P, but we do take those out here on Nasdaq. Finally speaking, right? But we take these out. Finally speaking here, and then I guess I'm targeting Asia lows here, and ultimately previous day lows and session liquidity low down here. Um, but yeah, the first 5 minutes I don't trade, so I'm just kind of looking to see what it is that we do. I was hoping that we manipulate maybe into this unmitigated 15-minute gap up here on Nasdaq, before pumping back down. But if we might not, and that's totally fine. We just choose to pump back down. Really maybe retrace to 5 minute gap later on. That's totally fine. But as of right now, I do not see any possible entries. But at open, I am looking for sells at least towards Asia lows. Why? Because once again, we tap into this daily gap, and from this 1 hour, from this expansion, from this 1 hour, this is around equilibrium of this move, right? Like I said, we are technically delivering um, from this 1 hour sweep we get here, right here. Let me mark it out real quick. So, right here, this sweep from this leg right here, we sweep this low and begin to expand upwards, right? We have this nice expansion, eventually tapping into the daily FEG. And so a retrace into this zone would not be insane. Though, once again, I would be leaning bearish. Some of the confluence we do get is after we inverse this gap, we do trace back into it, tap into it fairly lightly, but we do get a nice rejection from it, right? We tap into it, and then 2 candles later, we just back down, right? We tap back right into it, and then yeah. So I am looking for us to sell off. On top of that, we do have some fairly low resistance liquidity sitting right below us. My target would most likely be Asia lows with this low resistance liquidity sitting right below us here. That's a great draw on liquidity here for us. What I'm going to be aiming for. But we'll see what happens. Said I don't really expect much. I mean, we did have a nice little manipulation leg here at open, but honestly, I'm not expecting too much price action given that that FOMC is coming in. In regards to news, we do have unemployment claims tomorrow, which is nothing crazy, but then we do have PMI on Friday, which would hopefully be good. Um, and then we don't really have much the following week besides PPI on Friday and unemployment claims on Thursday. Honestly, this month's not look. I mean, yeah, this month, this week and next week, I'm not looking the best, but I mean, not horrendous. By the way, I forgot. Yeah, I'm trading the 100K account, right? So I'm at 300 bucks, I think, so far on my account. So yeah, 300 bucks up. Yeah. Aside from the trade I took yesterday, I didn't really take any of the trades. I did enter one trade, but then I exited out immediately because, well, honestly, I was doing it through my phone. So honestly, the whole execution process was just bad, and it didn't click until later. So I entered and I just got out immediately. You know, after I analyzed and said to myself, like, this is not the way I should be trading. So I caught that. I caught that one short. I made like 20 bucks. Nothing crazy. So at open, at open, we trace all the way down into this hourly gap once again as well. FEG gets tapped into here, and we also tap into this unmitigated 1 hour right here. Granted, once again, like I said, my bias is more bearish than it is bullish. I could be wrong, so I just kind of want to see how this reacts, see what it is here. Thinking maybe we want to tap into the 1 hour IFEG again. Hopefully, tap into this unmitigated 15, and hopefully from there deliver back down towards our target, which is down here at Asia lows. I'm hoping what we do is we leave a nice little FEG here, retrace, and then pump back down. That would be ideal, but it's a matter of just observing what the market chooses to do. Um, I want to say I'm confident, but I mean, this is a nice draw on liquidity here that we have. Once again, delivering from this daily FEG here with the 1 hour inversion here. I mean, it looks like pretty solid liquidity here that I'm looking at right now. But a couple of other things to keep in mind is obviously we do tap into a 4 hour gap, unmitigated 4 hour gap. Um, Maybe that matters, maybe it doesn't. We have to see what it is that we once again how we react is really what's important. Because technically this is technically an uptrend, but I'm just bothered by the idea that we're not really delivering from anything specifically. At least nothing that I can see here. I mean, for the most part, it looks like we're just kind of dunking. We failed to take out sell side liquidity. I'm pretty sure we're gonna want to do eventually. So I'm just kind of trying to go and understand with the go with the flow. If that makes sense. I'm gonna mark out these relatively equal 15-minute lows right here. This can be a good draw on liquidity. They're relatively equal lows sitting right below us. Could be a good draw. Probably expect rejection from that level. I wouldn't be surprised. Like you probably act as the first target. Assuming we're aiming pushing back down, and then ultimately targeting Asia lows down here. I guess maybe throughout the day, maybe we could expand down towards this swing low, perhaps. Maybe ultimately the previous day lows. Doubt we're gonna see us drop all the way down towards Asia lows. I mean, sorry, all the way towards session liquidity lows. Sell solid liquidity, but yeah, it's gonna matter to see what happens here. The one thing I'll say is that I'm not liking how this 4 hour is holding. I'm not liking how this 4 hour gap is holding right now, if I'm being honest. What I'm hoping maybe to see is us drive up to this unmitigated 15 and hopefully bounce away from that. Because right now I'm not really seeing anything like, occurring here. I'm gonna mark out this unmitigated 15 here on the S&P as well. I just feel like this sell side is a little too good to leave behind, at least for now. I think if anything, maybe we do want to expand a little higher, but not at least not before taking out this liquidity down here, because we have not only 15-minute equal fairly relative equal lows, but we do have also this low versus liquidity sitting right here as well, and we also have Asia lows as well. That's a great draw on liquidity for us. Okay, so we tap into the 15-minute unmitigated FEG here on the S&P. We don't on Nasdaq, so I'll just kind of consider that. See what it is that we choose to do here. I'm pretty positive we are going to be tapping up here before expanding back down, but consider is if we did tap into the unmitigated 15 here, we did not. Granted, I'm still looking for sells. I don't really see us being bearish. I mean, being bullish right now, unless maybe the 4 hour shows me a little bit. I mean, because right now the 4 hour is holding fairly well. Um, I just like how this kind of came down. It wasn't a nice like sweep particularly. Like I won't say all that, but I mean we took out Tuesday highs and we had a little higher high, right? So we do have like a 15-minute, if not, like maybe a 30-minute order block. I mean, perhaps You have this nice little high. You have a nice little low, a higher high, and then boom. Kind of order block might be in play here, still a higher time frame, but we're tapping into the IFEG right now. So Nasdaq finally taps into the unmitigated 15-minute gap. Now I kind of want to see what it is that we do and how we react from this zone. So not only do we trace into the 15-minute gap, looks like we are aiming towards perhaps consequent encroachment of the IFEG. We're getting a nice little rejection here from this zone. I mean, let's get 15-minute unmitigated 15 gets tapped into, which is a nice um it's this nice area of rejection inside the 1 hour IFEG as well. We don't quite tap into consequent encroachment though. I will add that. But we do actually I kind of forgot to keep in mind we do also have this BPR gap in, which this is actually not even an IFEG only. This is a BPR gap as well. If a BPR gap holds pretty nicely here, I would add. Um, we have 15-minute IFEG, a 15-minute BPR gap as well. This point, I'm thinking maybe we could look for shorts. I mean, yes, we do get an inversion here on a 30-second. I think we just took a little too long there, and I'm not really looking. It's not really looking good to me here. Not, at least not yet. Kind of want to see how the 5-minute reacts here a little bit better. Ideally, I would want to see the 15-minute BPR hold, right? We are once again trailing into this 1 hour IFEG. Um, we are delivering from previously high slash daily gap here. So at most, this is around the area I would want to see us go, as like this is the furthest up kind of want to see us do. So even looking at Fibonacci here, I want to see us go beyond 0.6 to zero point 0.7. So as long as this BPR gap holds alongside this 1 hour IFEG, consequent encroachment of this 1 hour IFEG holds, and and we also hold the Fibonacci from the expansion leg as well, then I'm looking pretty good on shorts here. I think only thing I'm waiting for really would be I think what I'm really waiting for is to see what the 5-minute does, because technically we do have a 30-second inversion here, but it wasn't a good inversion, at least not one that I was like looking forward to getting here. And I want to see the 5-minute. I kind of want to see displacement a little bit more better here. We don't seem to have gotten displacement here, so it's looking a little wonky right now. Ow. I'm not liking the lack of displacement these these things right now. I'm also not liking how the S&P kind of inverse those. I don't like the buy pressure right now that we have against the IFEG. There it is. I'm liking that leg. That looks good. I am liking this 30-second or breaker block we formed right here. I like the displacement from this BPR. I do like this 30-second order block right here. I mean, this 1-minute order block. I'll take have this nice little high. Actually, no, I'll take the 30-second here. Nice little high, nice little low, higher high, breaker block. From this BPR gap, I'm aiming down here. This is looking kind of good here. I'll be honest. Maybe I'll take an entry here, up here. I'll target these relatively equal lows down here. I think this is looking decent for me right now. I'll go in. I'll go in tied for 4 contracts here. 454 up here, targeting this these lows down here. I'm hoping we want to retrace in there just a little bit, get a little wick here before we push back down. But reason I'm looking at this for a possible entry, I'm hoping we do retrace. I mean, we might not, which would be what it'll be. Then it'll be on me. I should have been observant of that. But reason I'm looking for this as an entry is because we do come into this BPR gap. We come into this 15-minute BPR gap, which is also inside a 1 hour FEG. I am really liking these shorts here for the most part. We then get a very nice displacement leg away from this, pretty strong, I would add. And so on the 30-second, this is looking good for shorts. I want to see us probably chilling here. Maybe tap. You know what? Even better, we have an IFEG form from this displacement leg. I'm looking for us to tap into this IFEG. I mean, it's FEG within the breaker block. Beautiful, beautiful entry here. Beautiful. Yep. Once again, I am looking for shorts. We get a very beautiful entry here with this IFEG as well. I mean, with this FEG here. So just to make a little. Actually, I'm going to probably expand this most likely towards these relative equal lows sitting right below us. Probably gonna take partials at this zone down here, but I am liking these shorts for the most part here. I'm probably gonna extend this down here, and I'm probably gonna take partials down here. I think I'm gonna take partials down here if I can mark them out properly. I don't want to make the same mistake as yesterday. So if I'm not mistaken, it's buy limit, right? Isn't it? It would be buy limit, right? Buy limit 2. Because this is my target right now, right? This is my first target. Like I said, initially I did like the displacement, right? So we create this breaker block, right? Very nicely. So let me remove this real quick. So we get this very nice breaker right here. Very nice breaker block away from this BPR 15-minute BPR gap. From there we also expand and create 30-second FEG. I don't like how we kind of stalling in a little bit here, but hopefully we're looking to expand down soon enough. But I kind of want to see us target all these liquidity pools right here. So I'm kind of looking to, obviously, I'm probably going to go break even at this swing down here. Break even at this swing low right here. Targeting these lows down here. And I'm hoping we don't want to push up any higher than this. I just personally like this. I just personally really like this entry here. I don't know. I think I'm pretty confident in this. I mean, like I said, I am pretty confident in the fact that I mean, not confident, but I am looking for sells. Ideally, that's what I would want to do. We expanded from this previous day highs, right? We came up to this BPR gap, held it pretty nicely. We had a nice rejection right here From that rejection, we got this 30-second breaker block form, and we also got a 30-second IFEG FEG form. I'm hoping that it wants to hold. It might not, which would be what it'll be, but hopefully the breaker does hold. And then once again, like I said, I am looking for us to hopefully reject back down towards these lows we left behind, and the relatively equal low sitting right below us as well, and ultimately all the other lows sitting right below us as well. But um, you guys, we just have to see what happens here. I would break even at this swing low right here. Um, and then I'm kind of looking for to take partials, I think. I mean, I'm liking all these liquidity pools below us. I mean, likelihood is I am going to see rejection from these relatively equal lows. So if anything, I'm probably going to be looking to, I mean, hypothetically, assuming that things go as I want them to, which might not, I'm looking to probably take like 2 contracts off here and then kind of take some contracts down here. But I don't know. I'm not liking how we're kind of pushing back a little bit with force. I mean, I think this FEG here is no longer valid. The breaker is still holding here. We do got a little breaker here. Still holding, and I'm hoping that we still want to hold that. We fill in the breaker block, but I really don't want to see us push up higher than this. But if we do it, it'll be what it'll be. There it goes. We get stopped out. That's fine. I think it's like what, 4 something on, yeah, minus 467. It is what it is. I was pretty confident in my sells here. I mean, I just really like this leg we had on the 5 minute. We have a very nice rejection leg here. And I really did like this breaker we formed. We had a breaker block, and then we also had this yeah, so we had this expansion higher breaker block form. On top of that, we had an FEG form, and then I looked to take an entry at the zone. It was looking really good to me. But it's fine. Now what I'm looking to see is like maybe we are ultimately looking for longs here, which is possible because it looks like we are maybe looking to inverse the inverse on the 1 hour. So that's definitely something to consider. Because from what I'm seeing right here, we have a very nice rejection from this 4 hour gap too. Um, and once again, we also have the daily FEG sitting right above us. It is possible we are looking to push to take longs here. We do have this BPR right here, which no longer is valid. And it's kind of signaling to me that we might actually be looking to look for longs off of this. If anything, maybe I'm looking for us to trace to this zone, but I don't know. All I know is that, I mean, for one, I would not want us to re-inverse the inverse, and also I would not want us to push up any further than right here. Hold up. Then I mean, we're already like super, like we're already pushing up very heavily above this point 0.7 of a Fibonacci, which is not really looking good to me as a whole. Um, I guess maybe if you want to say something, consider something. Maybe you have this unmitigated 5 minute if you want to just like tap into it very lightly, and push away from it maybe, but I'm not looking confident there for those cells. Except I feel like I'm looking for sells, but I'm not liking how this 4 hour kind of held here. Yeah, we have this nice little 4 hour wick as well. I'm liking how that's looking. Um, Also the S&P. I mean, the S&P is still within the IFEG here. Kind of want to see how this 1 hour kind of closes. See what it is. Yeah, this candle looks like it's looking to take. This kind of looks really bullish. So pretty sure we're gonna close above this 1 hour candle up here. But with that being the case, we seem to have this 4 hour gap here that held nicely, I guess. From there we kind of expanded. It looks like we re-inversed this 1 hour AFEG here. Therefore, maybe we are actually looking to take longs towards the daily FEG and ultimately this swing high as well as here. Yeah, so it looks like we might be looking for longs actually. 10 a.m. candle closes. Um, 4 hour nice little wick here from this 4 hour FEG. Same thing with the 1 hour. We re-inverse the 1 hour inverse. So this is looking like we are looking for longs towards this daily FEG sitting right above us here on Nasdaq. So it looks like we are going to be delivering up here to this FEG. With that being said, I'm looking probably for a retracement to a 5 minute gap, most likely. Looks like I'm looking for longs here. We have this obviously this little swing high here. On the 1 hour to maybe take out. I mean 15 minute, 1 hour, whatever. But ultimately aiming for this daily FEG up here, unmitigated as well. Um, yeah, looks like I was on the wrong. Looks like I was on the wrong side of things. Um, which is fine. It is what it is. And yeah, so I guess maybe I want to see for a retracement. I guess anyone trading from this 4 hour delivery probably would have taken an entry somewhere around here. I mean, we trace back down and then we kind of expand upwards. Honestly, this is kind of choppy though. I will say that. We got quite a lot of chop here. We kind of expand. We do have a breaker structure here. Um, and then from here we just kind of like play around a little bit. Honestly, uh, I mean, we do get a very small little inversion here. I guess maybe consider this little 4 hour inversion right here of this 4 hour. And then maybe after this gets inverse, maybe take entries here, probably at the low, targeting the obvious swing high and ultimately the previous A high. I mean the daily FEG above us for a 101 RR could have been valid, but that's not really the way I do things. I'm just looking for us to hopefully retrace back down to extend take an entry from a 5 minute gap before tapping into the daily FEG. We take a London highs here on take a London highs here on the S&P. Again, same thing here with all these zones. We finally tap into this daily FEG, on Nasdaq. Um, yeah, that was kind of the draw on the throughout the day. I mean, I don't really see us wanting to expand any higher. Likelihood is from this daily, we're gonna deliver it back down towards sell side, is what I'm thinking. Right now, I mean, I would still remain bullish, but I mean, I don't really see many other opportunities coming up, to be honest. Maybe a small little retracement back here and an expansion, but uh, honestly, after we delivered this move, it looks like we slowed down quite a lot. I guess I was just wrong on a wrong side of things. In part, I see where I went wrong, I guess. Um, there could have been a possible entry here. I mean, we had this nice little retracement back into this 4 hour gap right back down here, right? We tap into 4 hour gap, unmitigated 1 hour. From there, we begin to kind of deliver upward, right? I guess we do get a solid CISD right here. And then from there, I mean, entries would have been a little wonky though, I'll be honest. I don't really see where entries would have been possible, to be honest, but um perhaps after the CISD, I mean, guess maybe you had something like, actually, I don't even know, because I guess you had this expansion confirming in the higher time frame. From there, maybe you had retracement back into equilibrium of the move, which is around here, which makes sense. Equilibrium right here. And then from there, perhaps we do get this 1 minute inversion right here. And then we do retap into this 1 minute inversion to look for longs from this zone here, targeting this swing point right here. Maybe the next swing point up here. And we eventually deliver all the way towards the daily. But it is what it is. If by 10:30 I don't see a little bit more movement, I'm probably gonna call it for the day. Um, one loss in a day is what it is, but just wrong bias. Thinking about it, I don't know if I think maybe my idea for cells wasn't entirely wrong in the higher time frame. I guess maybe I was just not looking for the proper um entry here for long. I mean, for my the AM session, which was daily Gephi G. Um, I think I'm gonna remain looking for longs. Ideally, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get any entries here. Maybe just come up a little higher here. I'm gonna mark out the FEG here. The FEG is right here. This is what here. Let's delete this. Um, I want to say I want to keep looking for longs, but I don't see us wanting to keep looking here. I mean, like I said, I think we have pretty obvious sell side liquidity sitting right below us, and I'm almost confident in the fact that from this daily we're gonna reject back down to take out sell side liquidity. Um, like for example, like right now we're respecting consequent encroachment of that gap. I mean, I don't know how long it's gonna last throughout the day, but could we keep looking for longs? Yes, but I'm hoping maybe we look to see maybe some form of rejection from it. Um, I mean, either way, we can just maybe see what it is that happens here. For example, we do tap into this 5 minutes and we get this nice little what breaker right here. Oh, we're about to get a little nice little breaker because like I'm looking at this right here, right? We have a nice little 5 minute FEG right here. We then zoom in a little bit here. Look to the 1 minute. Look to the 30-second right here. We got this low, this high, this lower low into the FEG. We get a breaker right here. We trace back into that breaker. Oh, let me mark this up. We get this breaker right here. Where is it? Right here. We get a breaker block right here. We got this break of structure that occurs right here. And I mean, we could maybe look for an entry here. Maybe. Do I think it's gonna pan out? Honestly, I don't know. But even then, the RR wouldn't even be good. maybe you could do maybe the body, but I'm not sure how this is looking anyway. Um, I'm not taking this entry because I'm not really confident in this idea. Right, 5 minutes. Then, I mean, this 30-second push up was pretty nice. It was pretty solid. Within the two candle formation, we had a break of structure, which is solid. It probably is gonna tap all the way up here, but we're not gonna get a retracement most likely to this breaker block. From here, though, I might be looking to take L's, like I said, from the daily. I don't know. It kind of depends. I gotta see the 5 minute how it chooses to play out, but just have to kind of observe what it is, what it does. Just thinking about it, we do have. Let's see. So what we get, we have this nice expansion upwards, right? We then get this 5 minute retracement right here, right? Get a 5 minute retracement, and then from here, right? We at least in a 30-second, right? We get this breaker block formation, and yeah, okay. So yeah, we do expand all the way up. We do get the breaker block formation, and we do also have this FEG form inside. I guess thinking about it, this was a good move here. High, low, high. There was just no entry for me nonetheless. I guess maybe you could argue probably around here could have been an entry here after the or an inversion and then a breaker block even better. But yeah, maybe after the breaker block formation, maybe an entry here, but would happen very good. It's fine. So we fill in the full gap here, the full daily gap. Like I mean, we could still very well be bullish here. I mean, maybe we do close above the gap. Maybe we are ready to push up. I mean, that's fine. I just wasn't very confident in the buys. I mean, maybe it was just manipulation, but technically speaking, we did deliver um from this 1 hour low down here. Began to expand. I guess maybe I should have looked for longs with this 1 hour. I mean, technically the 1 hour was looking bullish. I guess maybe maybe I missed that. I guess I missed that. I guess I missed the fact that maybe the 1 hour should be my idea, my higher time frame idea. We had this expansion, then we came back down, came back up, right? We broke structure to the upside. This is but already 2 o'clock. We had a higher high already. And then we were just kind of doing our thing. We had this 4 hours sitting right here, I guess. I guess maybe I should have been observing this a little bit better. Which in part is kind of my fault, but it is what it is. And I kind of think that's kind of part of trading. But yeah, so what we get here is this entry here. So at open, was it? I think it's at open, right? That happens. Yeah, at open, we get the manipulation, like manipulate into the 4 hour. From there, we expand upwards, right? Ah. And yeah, Ugh. I think I'm gonna call it for today. I don't think I'm gonna be seeing anything else soon enough. After the delivery we get from this 4 hour gap to the daily FEG, likelihood is we're gonna chop around or move very very slowly. So honestly, I'm at one loss, and I'd rather keep it that way. I'm probably not gonna take any more entries here. If for whatever reason I see a really really good setup, which I really highly doubt, I might take it. But other than that, I don't really expect to see much. With that being said, we do have a 467 loss today. We're at 99,841, so I'm about 160 bucks down from the 100K that I was supposed to be at, which isn't horrendous. It isn't horrible. I mean, it just pretty much wipes out yesterday's wins with an additional little bit of loss. But honestly, I'm not doing horrendously. Granted, my bias was kind of wrong. I guess a couple things I could have done better is like, for one, we do have an SMT with the previous with the daily FEG, which kind of was kind of bothering me. But when I think about it, we didn't have a really strong rejection through this IFEG. Like it took three candles. It took three candles for us to inverse this FEG right here. Um, I guess a better way to observe it would have been probably like, because initially we do tap and we have a nice wick into the FEG, and then we break it. But I guess the 4 hour unmitigated 4 hour down below us probably was signaling for us to be trying to remain intact there. On top of that, we technically did push up higher, create a high, came back down. I believe maybe this was equilibrium that we came to. Not necessarily, but we came down, we came up, we broke structure to the upside right here, right? We had a BOS on the 4 hour, right? So we were still looking to take longs. Then on this candle, I believe it's this candle right here, the 2 a.m. candle. Yeah, the 2 a.m. candle taps into the daily FEG. From there, we get this little displacement into this 4 hour FEG. At that point, I probably should have been looking to observe, maybe to hopefully keep longing. On top of that, the 1 hour was looking like it was trying to push up as well. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. So I guess maybe that was just my wrong reading on the bias today. Um, yeah. So with that being said, that was 1 L in the day. Hopefully, we do get better price action coming in tomorrow and Friday. I'm hoping we get better price action on Friday. Tomorrow might be okay, but I'm not expecting much. Actually, no, maybe tomorrow. Actually, maybe the next 2 days should be good because FOMC is coming in, so we might be looking to have pretty good price action coming in anyway. With that being said, yeah, that's 1 L on the day, and hopefully we make it back the next 2 days. So yeah, that's it. Wrong bias on the day, and that's it. Deuces.